Okay, we're recording. I recorded a little bit. The mic wasn't on. So, take two, here we are. I don't have a structure for this video. I'm just gonna talk and we're just gonna see where this goes and have fun. I am gonna move the mic closer. Hopefully that sounds good. Yeah, anyway, so in December, I was scrolling on Kindle and I was like, what do I want to read? And I saw there was a sale on the book The Memory Police, and it was one that I had been wanting to read for a really, really long time. So I got it, read it, finished it within a couple days, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. As I was searching for what else I wanted to read in the new year, what I was looking forward to most, I realized a lot of books based around memory are exceptionally appealing to me right now. I know I've shared this on my channel, but my grandparents have dementia, and watching them go through that has been very hard. I've been learning a lot about memory, and I for sure want to know more. So I know my sudden fascination or being intrigued by stories about memory is definitely because of what's happening in my life and me trying to understand what's going on and to understand myself. So I decided, let me make a project of books about memory. My goal is to just read books about memory throughout the year. I don't have a set number. I don't have, set live shows for it or anything, but this is something that I've been contemplating for a really, really long time. Also, what also helped spark this is a streamer friend of ours on Twitch. His name is BotanistCool. He's really big into D&D. He's absolutely amazing. Please go check his YouTube channel out as well. But he had like a stream where he had people fill out a survey answering questions, and him and his friends who are experienced in D&D would like further dive into those ideas. So he'd give you a prompt like, you're a shop owner in this type of world, what is your shop? And then you would like answer the question. And one of my answers had to do with memory, and I got the idea literally as I was typing. It wasn't like I really sat down and thought about it for a really long time. I was just like, ooh, this is interesting, and it'd be interesting to hear him and all his friends talk about it. Him and his friends picked apart the idea in ways that I never would have thought. And it was so freaking cool. And I just kept thinking, I should actually write this down. Like, I should write this idea fully down. I should write a story. I should get back into writing. And then I talked myself out of that real freaking quick. But then my interest in memory still persisted, and now I'm like, okay, let me take some time reading other stories about memory, and let me take some time also reading nonfiction books about memory and the way that our brain works, and I don't know, compare, kind of see, are fiction books that deal with memory, is there a really big scientific element, or does the author just kind of take liberties in writing about memory the way that they want to? And will this truly inspire me to pick up writing again and write a short story about memory? Who knows? I would like to find out. Also, what was super crazy, my sister and I were talking on the phone yesterday, and we were talking about memory, just unprompted. I did not tell her about the project. August, I don't know why I didn't tell you while we were on the phone. But she was talking about, she took a creative writing class in college. Yeah, and the professor had them write a story about something from their childhood that like scared them or had like a heightened emotion. And we have this one experience of playing hide and go seek with some friends at this park across the street from their house, park/school, and we heard these very ominous footsteps. We were also playing in the dark. We heard these ominous footsteps and we all booked it out of there. So she wrote about that, and then the professor prompted everybody to think about that moment more critically and from different angles, and really think what part of your memory is true and what part are you adding bits to the story, what parts are you taking away. So one theory she had was, oh, did I make up the footsteps to scare the rest of all of us, And did she in turn scare herself? Or did we hear the footsteps twice? Did she hear it come running to the group and then we all heard it as a collective and then we ran? So we spent like 30 minutes picking apart this memory and comparing what we remember from it. And then we were also comparing another part of our memory through childhood that has to do with sleep paralysis and night terrors, and also none of those things at the same time. We had this really freaky shared experience. And on Twitch, my follower goal, once I reach that, I will do a sleep paralysis stream where I talk about sleep paralysis, I talk about night terrors. My sister will be on so she can share that memory, because when I tell you, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. But so we got off the phone after having this great talk about memory. We came up with another idea to do a project also based around memory, and I was like, this is just submitting even more that I need to read books about memory. None of the books I own except for one, and I've already mentioned it in a video, but I had no plans of ever reading it. But it's this book that I got. My friend Sam had a box of books that he got from his job, and he was like, do you want these? I know they'll be in a good home if they're with you. And I was like, heck yes! So shout out to Sam. 10 Days to a Successful Memory. Had no plans of reading this. Just thought, oh, this cool old, crinkly, crustily book that was $6, I guess. And, had no intention of really reading this. I was gonna flip through maybe for like headline work and stuff. But now I kind of want to read it, or at least read certain chapters. It is annotated by whoever previously owned it. I just flipped past the page. Let me see if I can find it. There's a little bit of annotations in here, which is really cool. So I might flip through this. I was not expecting it, but you know what? Maybe I'm going to. One thing back here I just noticed said, is there photographic memory? How to help your child improve your reading. How to remember anecdotes and speeches. Using your memory in discussion and conferences. How to remember names and faces. I can't remember what year this was published. Let me look. Just one second. 1957. So I think it'll be interesting. I have edited in the other books. Unraveling by Karen Lord. I remember seeing some buzz about this. When did this come out? 2019? I remember seeing some buzz about this and thinking about picking it up. I'll read the Goodreads little bit here. Only a little bit of it, because this is kind of a long blurb. In this standalone fantasy novel by award-winning author, the dark truth behind a string of unusual murders leads to an otherworldly exploration of spirits, myth, and memory steeped in Caribbean storytelling. Dr. Mirando Icouvo, forensic therapist of the city, just helped put a serial killer behind bars, but she soon discovers that her investigation into 7 unusual murders is not yet complete. A near-death experience throws her out of time and into a realm of labyrinth and spirits. There she encounters brothers Chance and the Trickster, who have an otherworldly interest in the seemingly mundane crimes from her files. It seems interesting. When I looked up a list of books about memory, this one came up numerous times, and I also already had it saved as want to read, so added it to want to read. This one, We Can Remember It For You Wholesale by Philip K. Dick. I've read nothing by this man. Nothing by this man. But this headline title has always intrigued me so much. In fact, in some marketing seminars that I have listened to, or books that I have read, this is mentioned because of his headlines. And it's also what inspired Total Recall. So I really want to read it. I know that the character, it says, he awoke and wanted Mars. The valleys, he thought. What would it be like to trudge among them? Great and greater yet. The dream grew as he became fully conscious. The dream and the yearning. So, I don't know. but it seems very interesting. It has remember in the title, so we're going with it. The Book of M by Pang Shepard. This, I know a couple people have loved this book, and I was also debating on my Kindle if I was going to get the Memory Police or I was going to get the Book of M, but isn't the Book of M kind of long? Oh, it's 485 pages. I don't know. Something about this one made me go, I want this in physical form. Like, I want to actually hold this book. But one afternoon at an outdoor market in India, a man's shadow disappears, an occurrence science cannot explain. He is only the first. The phenomenon spreads like a plague, and while those afflicted gain a strange power, it comes at a horrible price, the loss of their memories. Already intrigued. Already intrigued. Here's a couple nonfiction. The Forgetting Machine. I'm just now noticing this says Memory, Perception, and the Jennifer Aniston Neutron. Interesting. I did not notice that, but now I'm even more intrigued. Quick little bit of the blurb here that really intrigued me and made me go, okay, want to read. Oh, I didn't even mark it want to read. Marking it now. If we lose our memories, are we still ourselves? Is identity merely a collection of electrical impulses? What separates us from animals or from computers? That's kind of all I want to read because I just kind of want to dive into this. I'll read more. Why not? From Plato to Westworld, these questions have fascinated and befuddled philosophers, artists, and science for centuries. In The Forgetting Machine, neuroscientist Rodrigo Quiroga explains how the mechanics of memory illuminates these discussions with implications for everything from understanding Alzheimer's disease to the technology of artificial intelligence. You'll also learn about the research behind what Quiroga, I'm pronouncing his name so wrong, my apologies, coined Jennifer Aniston neutron cells in the brain that are responsible for representing specific concepts such as recognizing a certain celebrity's face. The discovery of these neurons opens new windows into the workings of human memory. I'm very intrigued by this. It just seems real interesting. Next one, The Other Brain, From Dementia to Schizophrenia, How New Discoveries About the Brain Are Revolutionizing Medicine and Science. This one has been on my TBR for so long. I want to say I found it shortly after graduating high school, so probably around 2015, 2016. I saw this book in the bookstore and I was like, ooh, I want to read that. Because at that time I was reading a lot about like neuroscience, or I was really intrigued by it. And so I added this. Now, seeing that it has dementia in the title, makes sense that I would be interested in it and wanting to know more. This says, despite everything that has been written about the brain, a very important part of this vital organ has been overlooked in most books until now. The Other Brain is a story of glia, which make up approximately 85% of the cells in the brain, long neglected as little more. Oh my gosh. Did you hear that? I'm so sorry if you heard that. I forgot I had our speaker on because I was watching someone stream. Whoo! I'm not editing it out because I don't edit my videos, so we're just rolling with it. I'm sorry if that scares you and your heart is racing. Mine is racing. Whew, okay. Long neglected as little more than cerebral packing material, glia means glue. Glia are sparkling a revolution in brain science. Glia, I hope I'm saying that right. It's Glia. Glia. Are completely different from neurons, the brain cells that we're familiar with. Scientists are discovering that glia have their own communication network, which operates in parallel to the more familiar communication among neurons. So this sounds really interesting. I have a Google Doc of just, I was just saving them all there so I could look at what memory books I wanted to read. But if you have better suggestions of books about memory, whether fiction or nonfiction, whether poetry, whatever, please let me know. I would love to add it to my list and hopefully read it. I'm thinking about whenever I pick up a book that has to do memory, I'll probably make a video about it and let y'all know this is a book about memory that I'm going to read. Then I'll probably do maybe like a check-in or maybe just another video summing up what I learned or my review of the book. And then, yeah, I'll work on other memory projects and just kind of keep you updated. I'm very excited. I hope you are too. I do have the mic a little too close. I hope that you're excited as well. And yeah, again, if you have any other recommendations, please let me know. I hope you have a great day. Stay hydrated and stay warm. Bye.